Hello, Telvanni here, and today I want to talk about an insanely powerful new unique jewel, Perandus Pact. This is an item that I think is slipping under a lot of people's radar, and for some builds, it has the potential to be absolutely busted. Taking a look at Perandus Pact, we can see that GGG introduced this into the game with the Necropolis League, as according to the wiki, it's actually obtained by assembling 4 different Perandus family corpses together. This will give you the base unique item, however, from there, it's got a bit of an interesting mechanic. It will buff all passive skills, within radius, big and small, with 1 additional stat from a long list of bonuses. The bonus that appears on the jewel can be influenced by the other corpses you buried alongside the Perandus family ones. At first glance, these bonuses might not seem that powerful. Plus 5 maximum life, 3% increased energy shield, that doesn't seem like that much. However, as we said, this is per passive point, and the radius affected by this jewel is a large radius. So my build, for example, which has 24 passive skills that we're taking up here, all within that radius, is currently getting 144% increased lightning damage. With some of the trash gear I've got right now at League Start, this jewel alone is giving me around 17% more damage, which is absolutely crazy for how cheap this thing is right now. I think I bought this for like half a divine. Most jewels give you about 2 to 4% more damage, with a really well-rolled jewel potentially giving you about 7 or 8% more damage in my experience. So to have a single jewel boosting my damage this early on by 17% is very nice. The trade-off here, however, is that it doesn't have things like life or mana, which sucks a little bit for my build, but the offensive capabilities of Perandus Pact make it too hard to pass up. However, I don't think its true power lies in the jewels that increase lightning damage or add maximum mana. For most people, that's not very helpful. No, the really crazy thing here is that it has the ability to roll plus 4 chaos resistance per passive point. If I were to slot one of those into my build as it is, it would give me 96% chaos resistance. 96%! That jewel by itself basically would allow me to cap my chaos resistance entirely, freeing up a ton of suffixes across my gear for other things like spell suppression or attributes. Another potentially strong modifier for Perandus Pact is 6% increased physical damage. This seems like it might be a no-brainer for a lot of headhunter builds, where you're converting your physical damage to elemental. So getting essentially 150% increased physical damage would allow you to double dip pretty heavily there. The one thing I would say, however, is that currently there is a very limited supply of these jewels on the market, for any specific modifier, even the relatively bad ones. It seems like there's only a handful listed. I myself haven't seen any Perandus corpses yet this league, but to be fair, I've had a bit of a rough start and I'm not currently speccing into more unique crafting chance. However, I do think that if people start to catch on to how broken these jewels have the potential to be, I could see the prices on these jewels going to the moon. On the bright side, as we've said before, the jewel's passive role can be influenced by the corpses you put into the graveyard when you're creating it. So hopefully, if a few specific modifiers, say chaos or physical, become incredibly popular this league, we'll be able to target farm them without really having to worry about getting the bad versions too often, and the market will equal out eventually. For all of you PoB warriors out there, I'd strongly recommend checking out these jewels and seeing if they are a good fit for your build. It's really going to depend on what jewel sockets you're taking, how many passive points are within the radius, but for some builds this could be incredibly strong. Unfortunately, at the time of this video, Perandus Pact is not fully supported on Path of Building, so you'll need to manually count the number of small passive skills and notables you have allocated, multiply that by the modifier, and then add them into your custom modifiers to see what you're working with. Anyway, thank you for watching, good luck with your league, and I'll see you in the next one.